now beaming into NerdFT Radio.
This is NerdFT Radio, where nerds full-time, explorers of the metaverse, surfers of the blockchain, and not in our mom's basement. I'm your host, RSG, a.k.a. the Sad Celtics guy, and I'm here with Crypto Crier, a.k.a. Pump Crier.
What's up, baby? Pumping.
You're pumping. I'm sad. Crier, let's do a little new segment here. I would like to know, what are the bags at right now? And by the end of the episode, we want to know where the bags are at the end. Right. So what do we got at the beginning?
Current bag right now is Turbo. We're rolling on it. 12.85. So let's see where we're at the end.
Okay. Let's keep it going. All right. We got awesome stuff to talk about. Honestly, the most excited one is I couldn't wait till the end of the episode. Guardians of the Galaxy is coming out tomorrow. Your boy is preparing with at least 2 boxes of tissues. I'm just saying it. I'm just going to be like, I'm going to be that guy. I'm going to be balling, but it is what it is. We'll talk a little bit at the end, but we have some really
do my
cool
homework
things.
By the following
episode. Damn, you got me excited for a second.
You wearing a Steam hat?
Huh?
Is that a Steam hat?
No, this is actually, thank you for asking about my hat, but this is actually a PIM particle like Ant-Man. I got a little hat. Shout out to Disney Insider. By the way, if you connect, this is an ad placement. You know what? Disney Insider, call my line and I'll help you. But by the way, I got this hat for free because I go to the movies so much. That's a nice little benefit to have. All right. So let's talk about the things that we have going. Thank you so much. Let's talk about the things that we got going in the blockchain. A lot of things are happening. Number one is just shit coins. Let's just put it out simple. No one's talking about NFTs anymore.
Yeah.
But for the people that still care about this technology that could literally change the game for every single industry in the entire world, let's talk about something really cool. Sports Illustrated. Do you remember that? Like that magazine that you'd get when you were a little kid?
Yeah.
Or you got the swimsuit model one. Like you got either or. You're the sports guy, you got the swimsuit model one. But I actually had no idea about this, but did you know that Sports Illustrated actually has a ticket marketing marketplace that they sell tickets, like sporting events and all that good stuff? So they actually have released a new platform, and it's wild. And what it is that they're actually using NFTs, and it's going to be on their ticketing platform, and it's going to be built on the Polygon network. So they're actually, what's the company behind MetaMask? It starts with a C, if I'm not mistaken. Consensus. So they're actually partnering up with Consensus to go ahead and do this, which will allow them to pretty much have a full-blown ticketing marketplace with NFTs, which, Crier, we've talked about this all the time. This is
one of the easiestly replaceable current
trading cards. Tickets. Those are like up there. Literally, those are the two, number one and number two. And let me ask you,
the amount of clawing at that, like just the amount of people like getting money at that stage with Ticketmaster is just absurd. So that one of the best ones to reform, to be honest.
Absolutely.
We said this multiple times.
You know how easy. So here, let me give you a real-time example of what's going on. So if you're a hockey fan, the playoffs are happening. The Florida Panthers, unfortunately, they beat the Bruins. It is what it is. But they have a game against the Toronto Maple Leafs. They literally said that if you're not from Florida, you need to have a license from Florida stating that you live in Florida. You cannot buy a ticket to a home Panthers game in the playoffs. And a lot of people are saying that's unfair for, let's say, Toronto Maple Leaf fans outside in Canada, other states, etc. But there's actually a really cool comment that was made on Twitter by a random reporter. And this reporter said, hey, by the way, don't you think it's actually pretty cool that the Panthers are allowing this? Because those said people, fans in Florida, can buy those tickets and flip the living shit out of those tickets and make a nice little profit. So if you think of it in the perspective of NFTs, not only is the fan getting money, but if you add a 5, 6, 10, 12% royalty on top of that, you know how much more money these sports teams could go ahead and make. The resale value on sporting events and tickets is one of the craziest things in specifically America. So if you add that 100%. On top of it, it's going to be a game changer. So Crier, let me ask you, are you excited about this? Is this something that we just throw away into the corner and forget about it?
Definitely. I think it's huge. Anytime that, again, anyone that comes in breaks up the current status quo of highly middlemaned and unnecessarily middlemaned like business models, they're going to be disrupted very quickly. Like we saw it with Uber, we saw it with like that driving cars and stuff like that. There's a lot of ability for there's too much friction there. There doesn't need to be the friction. And once the barrier to the UI and UX of crypto, I think personally, is lower than the disruption, like how much money it costs you. Would you rather pay 30% on a ticket or just learn how to use MetaMask, which is getting easier and easier by the day? 100%. And everyone uses their phones already. It's just how many people I've taught, especially the younger people, 15 to 20-year-olds. Like I taught my cousin how to use it. She picked it up in like seconds. Like it wasn't even hard for her at all. She was like, "Oh, okay.
Might be hard for
this is
the
my
boomers."
Wallet." Yeah, exactly. But like, they're looking forward future to the future of like where this is heading and where it's going. Yeah, and the ones that are coming in disrupting the space, I think, are making good choices, right?
Absolutely. Now, here's the thing I want to talk about. So the actual platform itself, the ticketing marketplace, is going to be called Box Office, which is going to aim to become the world's first NFT ticketing service that's going to be allowed to use all over the place. And then it actually will allow event owners, organizers, and promoters to engage with the audience. So when we talk about these tickets and you think about how you could elevate it to a next level, where if, let's say, you have 5 of these tickets, you went to 5 sporting events, you're going to get something special. And this is going to allow said teams, concerts, whatever it is, to go ahead and do that and implement some unique things we've just never seen before. And that's what they're trying to do on this side, because what they want to do is incorporate highlights, collectibles, and unique offers through a feature known as the super ticket, which is for the super fan. The ultimate goal of this groundbreaking marketplace is to disrupt the conventional primary ticket market, which we just want to take down Ticketmaster is pretty much what's going 100%. On here. But in a press release, really quick, David Lane, which is SI Ticket's CEO, expresses enthusiasm for the platform and its potential, stating, this is the good part that you're going to love, stating that the blockchain is undoubtedly the future of ticketing.
Yeah. That's
question. What we've been saying. You know what? Hey, David, I know you're listening, but you've been listening to NerdFT Radio, because that's what we've been saying. So, Cryer, what were you going to go ahead and say?
No, he makes a great point. Actually, I don't even remember what I was going to say right there. But
I got him.
You got me.
Folks,
you got me.
I got him.
You got me.
We got him.
But yeah, it's very easy to see the growth is there, right? We already have so many companies. We've talked about this with episode 135. How many companies have we talked about coming into the space?
135.
Yeah, probably. Because
some
episodes we got 2.
We have 2 in there, so we definitely caught up. Come on.
Speaking of 2. Who else is moving in?
Speaking of 2, who else is moving? What are you talking about?
What? We just talked about EA Arts, man. Electronic
Arts
guy.
You want to go into that? Well, boys and girls, listeners of NerdFT Radio, this is the segment we like to call "Who the heck is coming into the Web3 space?" Obviously, we already did Sports Illustrated, but this is a special episode. We're going to do 2, like we just said, that we already always
sometimes
do.
Toss it in there.
The second one that we're going to talk about here is that there is a co-founder of a very famous company called, you know, that thing called EA Sports. It's in the game, like Electronic Arts. The co-founder, Jeff Burton's actually going to be joining the P2Earn as the chairman of their advisory board. So this is once again an individual that solidified himself in the gaming ecosystem, and he's literally taking the jump over to the Web3 space. This should put in stone that individuals see this as the future of gaming, ticketing, etc., because these massive individuals that have been looked at as the pioneers and the great people of gaming,
the
exactly,
they are in.
And they're just joining. They're literally joining. The last episode, we had the individual from Epic Games going over to Yuga, and now we have this individual coming over here. And the more and more it's going to happen, and more of these companies are seeing the opportunity at hand. And it honestly just ties back all the way down into that aspect of royalties, and hopefully the utility behind helping like those super fans and getting some unique new ventures into the collectible side and all that great stuff. But I'm assuming the main reason at the moment is the royalty factor. But let's hope they go into the other stuff on that side. But Cryer, Are we going for 3 this time? Or what do we got? Do you have a third?
No, that was the one I was talking about. I just think
okay.
huge move. Jeff Burton is moving into a pizza earn. There was recent studies showing that blockchain gaming itself would reach 65 billion by 2027. Which means that the current gaming industry, which is roughly a $200 billion industry, would be almost half. That's like a good 45% of it, 40% of it going into blockchain gaming, absorbing that. Obviously, he sees the way that the games are going to be made in the future. It doesn't take a huge change. It's just like the structure on storage of the items and stuff like that, and the back end data to integrate into already successful games. They're talking about Fortnite. They're talking about all these other games that are widely popular already. Just have to make some infrastructure changes to integrate them. And yeah, it's a big move, right? This is
massive move.
I think we've seen there's just a lot of moving parts right now with just in the whole entire crypto ecosystem. I think personally, we've had gaming has been kind of like the buzzword recently in terms of, especially for just the metaverse and just for the next wave of success is coming out of this. We've seen so many games. We talked to so many really cool founders that have really impressed us with the amount of stuff they're building in the space, right? It's not the same thing anymore where there's, it's a roadmap and we're getting this done and we'll be here. No, we got products. We got great games. We've got fun stuff to people to actually enjoy. And that's all happening within this year, I think. We'll have some really cool games coming out. We've already talked about a couple. Grit looks super interesting. I think that one's going to do I think that one's going to do really well. We've talked about Hunt. I think that one's going to be super interesting. Dead Drop is going to be huge. And these are all
already is.
Yeah, exactly. It's already getting a lot of traction. And again, it's not like they've been working on it for a long time, but it's not like we're there. We've been in this space for a couple of years now. And like the games that they promised and games that they've been showcasing and super early alpha beta, the stuff are actually coming into sight. I definitely see next couple of years are going to be crazy.
I definitely agree. One of the things that he actually mentioned upon accepting the role at Play to Earn was that he expressed his enthusiasm for the actual Play to Earn gaming model, which he believes is prepared for mainstream adoption.
Yeah.
Well, let's hopefully they have a rich ecosystem in these games because Play to Earn can get a little funky at first.
He may be a little questionable on that side.
Yeah, that's a little aggressive there. But all right, yeah, EA too, by the way. Oh, we'll see. But he envisions a future where players can earn a portion of the profits through gameplay and sees Play to Earn's unique guild mode as a key driver of change in the online gaming landscape. I think he gets points for that last part. He started off a little hot, but he got some points at the end right there. But
we can make so much more money, but they can also make a little bit. Let's do it.
That's a step. That's a step because before, guess what? It was literally zero or behind their backs, which then led to said people that loves the game to get banned, get their items frozen, etc., etc., etc. So again, it's just super cool to see an individual like Burton come over here into the space and hopefully solidify himself as well as Play to Earn in the whole ecosystem and truly get more individuals to come. The one thing I did want to mention before we go into another topic was for the people. We always talk about like the biggest people from the Web 2 space and gaming coming over to Web 3, but one of the most important things that I believe of Web3, and I know for a fact you're going to agree with me here, Crier, is not the big people, the brand new people that are coming into the space, the people that we've yet to hear from because they're going to be famous from all the work they did in Web3. Those brand new people on the gaming side, on the podcasting side, on the content creating side, all these individuals. This is literally a reset and an opportunity that we haven't had in a very long time, from the early days of, let's say, YouTube or the early days of gaming, where people found out, oh crap, I can literally click play on a camera, make content about things I love, and make an actual living. And people on the gaming side are finding out, oh crap, I can make a living off literally the thing that I love the most, which is gaming. So hopefully not only do we get the biggest people in Web 2 to come over, but we also find brand new people in the space that have never done this before, and they become the next big thing in the space as well, with all of us that have already been here for some time now. So I'm excited for both ends, but obviously we need some heavy hitters to come in to hopefully mature the little guys, the little girls and guys to come on up in the ranks.
So we got all this positive and good news, and the future looks really bright. But then the Fed comes in and says,
Oh no,
we're going to hit them with a 25 again.
do we just always get hit with a 25? That's like the new thing.
That's the new thing, apparently. Today was the FOMC meeting. We had a 25 BPS raise, which puts it from 5% to 5.25%. We did see the same thing as always. The job gains are still good. Unemployment is still low. And that is usually the break sign for when they will stop raising rates. But we have raised a lot, like almost, I think this is 5% fully every month. We've been continually chipping up and up and up. We are going to see some slowdown. There will eventually be some slowdown because they're not budging. While we do see a lot of the positive stuff within the next couple of years on all these gaming stuff aside, government-wise, they are looking still be as tight as possible. But yeah, I think it was overall a good reading. It's 25 BPS, but they're saying that it is slowing and inflation is staying elevated, but it is showing signs of weakening, blah, 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 blah. They want to raise the debt ceiling, all the fun stuff. Pump some more money in there.
Just pump some more money, man. Come on, let's do this. Let's figure it out. Then when everything else fails, we go to crypto. That's all we're expecting here on the crypto side of things. So it should be interesting. Crier, this episode is going to be a little bit short on this end, but I want to talk about your shitcoining. Are we up or down from the beginning? Number one. And number two. Of this
episode you're talking about?
Yeah, of this episode. And no, actually, no, yeah, we'll go with that. And then afterwards, please answer from your initial investment the last 2 weeks. Are you up or down? And then yes. What are you eyeing right now? Oh, yeah, you're up. You're up.
So far, I've done like 4. Right, we did Pepe. Pepe was the big winner for sure. That was fun. I didn't put a ton in, but it definitely worked out extremely well.
When is the Pepe shirt coming into the podcast? I have a feel like you have to have a sign behind you or a shirt. What do you mean you didn't put a lot in?
You're slowly return. I mean,
okay.
Compared to some other people in our group,
absolutely. Yeah. But come on. Monsters. All right, what's the next one?
Next one was we interviewed him, Steve. He did a great job. He has a whole ecosystem for NFTs called Finn's Beach Bar, which is super fun. But he released one just for fun. That one did fun. That was really well. We also did Turbo because it was all AI, done by AI, which I thought was super interesting. So essentially they did this. Also a graphic designer. He has a big NFT artist. He pretty much said, I'll $69 and ChatGPT. I want to make a top 300 meme coin. And that was the prompt. And he's done everything that the ChatGPT has told him to do. And he's been making videos and like following along with everybody in the space. We just broke like $50 million market cap, which put us.
Let me ask you something, Carl, because this is where I've always made like the joke of, time to go to jail. So these shit coins, these meme coins, if you're the actual creator behind it, what are the regulations or what are like the rules or anything that these individuals can I just make it just to make it? And what happens?
I don't think this guy's in the US, so I don't think it really matters.
Doesn't matter on that side. Okay. What's the what's the utility? I hate saying that. There's nothing. It's literally just putting money in, and
it's just the same thing as NFTs don't have that much of utility. There's not a
I got some exclusive ass merchandise, yeah. So what are you talking about?
Exclusive ass merchandise. You don't think there's gonna be some Pepe merch coming around?
You tell me, mister. You're not wearing any, so I think not. Once you wear it, I'll believe it. I'll believe it once you wear it. But I did see actually.
Is it just the merch? That's what gets you for
it?
I
just need give me the merch and it's legit. Yeah, exactly. But that's a joke, by the way. I did see on the Pepe side. I know that Manifold actually allowed the integration. Like you can actually use Pepe
in the contract
to purchase things. And the first project that Manifold did, like the little art drop of Pepe, was actually Deadfellas. So shout out to Psych. He's a recurring guest on the show. They were able to go ahead and do a Deadfellas or a Dead Pepe, which was super cool.
I saw that was cool.
It's definitely interesting. And let me ask you, Kai, do you still see Pepe going up? Do you see it going up to the point where it's in talks of Shiba and Dogecoin?
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Okay.
I definitely think so.
It's still holding that bag, baby.
I was so rigid about hating Doge and Shiba at the last cycle, and it sucks being on the other side of that. So I was like, I'm not going to be on the other side of that this time, because you've seen hasn't been a token that has gone up this much in token holders in existence as quickly as this. So
what if
that
it's
means what
if it's Franklin in 40 or 50,000 wallets?
I don't think it is. I mean, how many normal people have asked you about it? I had a lot ask me about it. I've had like 6 or 7 ask.
My boss literally bought.
When do they normally? How many normal people ask you about Ethereum regularly? 0.
Yeah, one a week. Relax. We're still like one a week.
That's what I'm saying.
Though.
Like, people are hearing about it, and that's what happens, man.
Okay.
People don't give a shit about they don't care about the technology.
So now it's the opposite. Hold up.
Yeah.
They see the money and they see the percentage and they see the flip. But let me ask you something. Now it's backwards, because I know that when COVID was going on, the black swan, the stock market, the crypto, Doge, everything like that. Obviously, Elon going on SNL for Doge. A lot of people said when people are talking about it, it's time to sell. It's the top. So when I looked at it from a perspective of one of my coworkers asking me like, yo, like, what the heck's this Pepe thing? How do I buy? I'm like, oh crap, it's over. Like, the music,
but it just started though. That's the other thing. Like, it's only been 3 weeks.
Right.
Like, they just put their $100 in just now. Okay. And they're expecting to get money out of it. That's my thought process.
But what if it's too late now? It could be.
It always could be. We don't. It's again, like, they have no purpose. I wouldn't put any more than like a couple hundred, like $100 into it. It's like a nice dinner or it's whatever. It's not like it's a ton of money. And that's my thought process on them. I was such an asshole about it to other people on the previous side of this. I think it stifled people from even joining the space. Like, I was like, no, that's so stupid. Don't do that. Here's Ethereum. Here's Bitcoin. Here's my newsletter on how to get in and do it all. They don't care about that. They just want to experience this.
Rich.
They want to get rich, but they probably aren't, which is very true. Out of the 80,000 people that have joined in the last 3 weeks, I would say 4,000 or 5,000 of them are going to get money out of it. But the thought process is, they got $100 in. They did their first like, you can't bid it on a regular exchange, so you have to download a MetaMask. I've been just sending people $100. They're like, hey man, how do I buy this Pepe stuff? And I was like, here's $100 for the ETH, and I'll teach you how to do it. And they're like, fuck yeah, dude. So it's free on their part. And it's literally like, now they're using MetaMask. Now they're talking about it. They're looking at it. They're getting familiar with it. I think it's fantastic. And I've just switched my thought process on it, because it's just it's a phenomenon that's happening, either whether I like it or not. And I think it's something that to embrace it versus not embracing it. How many times have I said something stupid and then you're like, oh my God, I make so much money? Like, a long time.
By the way, all the pixel NFTs that you and I
exactly. We're like, I hate pixels. Who cares about if they're pixels? Like, I'm changing my thought process. I don't care if it's pixel.
I like
anymore.
That. Bam! Look what just happened. By the way, for any of the listeners of NerdFT Radio,
because there's just shitcoins with pictures.
Exactly. Any listeners, if you actually message the NerdFT account on Twitter, Crier will happily send you $100 to go ahead and get Pepe. This is only a one-time offer, and you need to, number one, show a screenshot. Watch this. You have to show a screenshot of us following us on YouTube, on Apple, on Spotify, on Twitter, both mine and Crier's Twitters, and NRN's Twitter, and maybe Crier will be like, you know what? Here you go. So we'll see. Just follow that.
Let's see how many people take us up on that.
Let's see how many people want $100. We're gonna have hopefully not that many DMs. Crier might go out of business.
Hopefully not that too many.
Yeah, maybe Crier goes out of business after this one. His Pepe bags might go a little under. But
I'll call him Grow. I'll call him the big dog.
Yeah, we'll call it Grow and tell him, hey, listen, this is what we're gonna go ahead and do. We're trying to get more people in the Pepe. Okay,
that's right. Come on, buddy.
80,000? Nah, 90s.
I read this. Actually, I did read this one too. There's his name is Decentralized Toast. He's like a doodles. He's like the all purple doodle. You might have seen him on.
Yeah.
He wrote. So he had a whole bunch of because we were all in fins or whatever together.
Yep.
He said he gave away 600 million of it, which was like a couple ETH worth, just to people, because that's how you get people into these things or explain them how to use it. There's never been a better way to get somebody to do something with it. This is how you get adoption realistically, right? It's getting just people in front of people. Not just giving people money, but just like, you know what I'm saying, though? He was like, I did really well in this. I'm not gonna just hoard it all. I'm gonna give some out and get people interested in the thing. I think that's a good idea. So we'll see. I just think it's a different me. I'm different this a little bit. We're gonna see.
different.
We're gonna ride the wave.
I already have a great AK for you next episode since you're different. So I got something
Different
cooking already. No, come on. That's it. That was a good one. I was going to sing the song I'm Different and then say Crier at the end, but like, all right, I'm not going to do it anymore because you already guessed it. But
that was tough.
Again, for the people that are listening, do all that. There's 8 steps to it, and Crier might send you $100 worth of Pepe. So we'll see how it goes. But other than that, Crier, this pretty much wraps it up. I do want to mention, like I talked about at the beginning of the show, we have a very special day tomorrow, or today when you're listening to this. Guardians of the Galaxy 3.
Second announcement of the podcast.
Oh my God, Crier. Like, I don't know what to do. I'm freaking out. All the clips are getting showed. It looks like everyone's dying. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know if it's true, but I think they're just cleaning house on the Guardians. Maybe 1 or 2 survive. I'm super scared.
Been paying these actors too much. They got to rotate in some cheaper actors.
Yeah, they got to smack them all. I'm scared. Nah, relax. We like our characters, but I'm a little scared of what's about to happen in this movie. I'm super excited to finally see another James Gunn Marvel movie. It looks like it might be the last one. Hopefully not, but it does look like it is since he's over at DC now.
Yep.
The clips that we're getting from the Rocket they're showing Rocket Raccoon too much in these clips, in these teasers, which makes me believe that we're going to go into a very dark place. And it's going to be very interesting.
It's like a lot of his like backstory, right? I thought, right?
Yes, they have a lot of his backstory. By the way, the villain of the movie is going to be the creator of Rocket. Like, we're getting him back in here. He's also the creator of Adam Warlock, which is actually the superhero that in the comics actually beat Thanos. So we're finally getting Adam Warlock. They've been teasing him for some time now already in the Guardians movies. And a lot of people are saying that this is going to wrap up the greatest comic book trilogy of all time, which is Guardians 1, Guardians 2, and Guardians 3. And I'm literally going to bawl my eyes out, and I'm scared. And I truly can't wait to see what's going to happen. And hopefully my takeaway from all of this, hopefully it happens, is I just want Nova. I'm a massive Nova fan. And if they introduce Nova or give me like a small little cameo or something, that's all I want. And please don't kill my boy Rocket. That's it. Those are the 2 things I'm asking. You can kill everyone else. Groot.
Waste them all.
Hey, when Groot dies, another one comes back. We're good. I'm going to get a lot of back or heat for that one. Even my girlfriend's going to be like, what are you talking about? Groot's not dying, but we'll see. But I'm super excited. Crier, when are you going to go see this movie? Are you really going to wait till Tuesday?
Yeah, I'm going to wait for Tuesday.
God damn. That means I have to do a full... Number 1, I can't talk to you about the movie for 4 or 5 days. Number two, this is the kicker.
You can't spoil it anyways.
We record on Sunday. It doesn't matter. I want to have a non-spoiler review, and I can't have it. But we'll go ahead and we'll talk about it. Nah, I don't like that. We're gonna talk about it in a week's episode from here, so that we're on the same page on that side. But other than that, Crier, you got anything else you want to wrap us up? Actually, yes, I do want to wrap us up. How's it looking? How's the bag look? Are we up? Or are we down from the beginning to the end of the episode?
We are down 0.6.
Like 0.6 what?
ETH.
Oh my. That was that was 30 minutes. That was like you just saying, here's $1,000. Poof. Just whoop. Whoop, whoop, whoop. All right. Hey, listen, to all the people listening, obviously remember
we'll update the next one.
Whoa, this is not financial advice. I just like to say that right now. We put that in the podcast description as well.
Of course.
Just be careful, shitcoin.
I mean, I'm just reporting what happened to my bags.
Just be careful if you're
it went down, guys.
Just be careful. Just be careful. And the other thing I did want to say is if you don't like shitcoining, you don't like the stress, and you like to do other things, that's where your boy RSG comes in, and I will help you.
Hang out with our
and we can cope a little bit. Yeah. And not making money. I love not making money.
Watch One Piece.
Do that. Ooh, I actually haven't seen it in a while. But that pretty much wraps us up. Yo, One Piece is good. Catch us next time with another episode of NerdFT Radio, and we'll find out if Crier will be up or down on his next bag. Catch you guys later.
Later.